Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. Hey, wristwatch check. I haven't even done a wristwatch check. Surprise, surprise. I actually loosened the micro adjustment, and it's a little looser, feels a lot better, a lot more comfortable. All right, so questions I wasn't asked but should have been. Austin, were you scolded when you were looking at your GMT Master too? Well, it's funny that you ask. I was scolded by the sales lady. Why? Well, what I was doing was I was checking out the functionality of the jump second hand, the jump hour hand, and I was sort of, I was using the watch and kind of setting the watch and resetting the watch and just making sure the date was fine and everything. And I turned the jump hour hand back. I didn't go forward, I went backwards. And she told me not to do it. And immediately when she said that, I sort of had this instant like, how dare you? Partially because it's not right. It doesn't hurt the watch, and these watches are made for it. And you know, if you travel to another country and you know it's a country that's 2 hours behind and you want to reset your local hour hand and go backwards 5 clicks, it's what it's made for. It's what it's made for. Can you imagine otherwise? Can you imagine recycling all the way through all the whole month to get back to that? That's insane. It's insanity, all right? And so these are made for that kind of thing. But I sort of suppressed it because I was expecting to ask for a discount, and I thought you can't push back and then expect a discount. Well, look, I couldn't help myself. I said to her, I said, these are made, I said, the heck with the discount is what I said. I said, these are made to do that. It is absolutely fine. And she said, so she kind of got a little bit of an attitude, and she said, well, I don't know quite what she said, but I have a feeling it was something like, it is our watch. I can't remember what, but it was really kind of, the veil came down there, and there was some nastiness there. And I just resigned myself. I said, okay. And I did actually cycle through something. I cycled through an entire day to line up the 24-hour hand and the local hour hand. And while I was doing it, I thought, I'm gonna get this watch. And the second I pay, yeah, you're gonna get it. I'm gonna tell you to study your watches and know what you're talking about. And did I do that? No, I didn't. I never did. I mean, by the time I went to pay for the watch, the anger was gone. I was happy to get the watch. And look, she was just told at some point along her training, she wasn't a watch girl. She was just told that probably when people start messing around with the date around the 11, you know, midnight, strike of midnight, that can mess up the watch. So let's be careful about that. She was warned, and she was just sort of relaying that to me, and she didn't know that this could take it. So really, it's not her fault. She just, she just wasn't aware. So I was kind of glad that I didn't lay into her right after I got the watch. And I have a point card. I've got $170 of free merchandise there. Now, it's not going to be anything good. I think I can get like a Technos watch for that, but I got to use it in a year, so I got to go back and get something there anyway. So I guess it's good that I didn't, you know, burn any bridges and get nasty and anyway, yeah, I was scolded for, well, honestly, using the watch the way it's supposed to be used, but you can't do that with other watches. So you know, she was just relaying that, which I'm sure was relayed to her by her boss. All right, well, hey, I'm gonna leave you with some of the other items at that shop. What do you think? Any of these you would have picked up? I think there was a couple that I could definitely go for. Anyway, take care. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments in the comment section. See you next time. A shot of the Rolex section overall, kind of small. Then I focus on some of the pieces that I liked. 16610 date sub right there. And that's a Swiss-made dial, so 1999 or later. 1622 Yacht Master, which is beautiful. I love that platinum dial. 16570 Explorer 2. That's a Swiss-only dial, so probably 97, 98. The Luminova, not the Super Luminova. There's a 39mm Explorer. I think that's a Mark I dial. And then an Air King with what I think is kind of a questionable bezel. I'm not sure I really like that configuration. And a modest 34mm Oyster Perpetual. And you can see the prices. The red is without tax, and the higher price in black is with tax. So if you were a tourist here, you'd be paying that red price, which you can see the tax adds quite a bit to it. But still pretty decent prices. And in fact, that Yacht Master is probably my pick of the litter, and pretty decently priced if you ask me, especially if you're a tourist. I was lightening up the picture so you could see the Swiss-made dial there. All right, guys, what about you? What do you think is the pick of the litter of this bunch?